Udo, 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 Udo. This is the Master Prophet, Young Joshua Yawins, the awakened one of the Biafran people, Biafran spiritual leader, the prophet and the founder of the new evil Biafran indigenous religion, Rafana. Chukwu gozie ndị Igbo. Ihe m ga-ekwu taa, a na-ekwu ụbọchị dem n'asụsụ Igbo maka ndị efere mba ụwa achọọ ha ka ndị ojii dị awakened. Knowledge without awakening is useless. Education without awakening is useless. Thousands of years, our ancestors didn't have education, but they were awakened. They saw the behind of the Pawantapa. They transcended the mind. Today, I am going to be talking on four most powerful religion in the planet Earth, more especially their prophets. I am going to zoom in as an awakened one. I will give you my best understanding of those four religions, which I have studied or practiced three of them. One of them, I just spent a brief time on it, maybe 1 week or something. But as an awakened one, as Biafran spiritual leader, as a black man, as a Unoji, I will look into those religions and tell you something about those who find them, who found them, whether they exist or they did not exist. This is where I'm going to be focusing. I am not here today to prescribe you, to tell you. I am not a consultant to tell you which religion you're going to belong or which religion you are going to go. But what I'm going to do today is to look into those religions and say, this and this and this is what I understood as an awakened one, as somebody that has seen the behind of the Paiwantapa, or as somebody that has transcended the mind. I am an Igbo person. My God is Chukwu. Chukwu is the God of our ancestors, thousands and thousands of years, as an Igbo person. And I'm happy to be with Chukwu. I have no other desire to jump into any other religion or to tell somebody what is the best for them. This is not my job. We're going to look into all those religions. Buddhism, formed by Shakyamuni Buddha, the first Buddhism, formed by Shakyamuni Buddha. I will look into the life. I will look into Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, the prince, to tell you whether he existed or he's a myth, or is he a fabrication. I will look into Moses, which is the beginning of the founder of Judaism. I will tell you whether he existed or he's a myth. And I will look into Christianity, into Jesus, to tell you whether he existed or he's an allegory. And finally, the last one, Islam. I will look into Islam according to my best of my knowledge, tell you whether Muhammad existed or Muhammad did not exist. Because black people has been fooled for thousands of years. We have been taken advantage of. We have been fooled. We have been prescribed things that are not really for our best interest. Because we had not had an awakened person for years. Black people has not had an awakened person. We have people that has taken advantage of us. We have people that has not in our best interest at heart. As I repeat, I am an Igbo person and I have no further interest of knowing. I respect gods that truly exist. I respect all the gods that exist on this planet Earth. I have respect for them. I have respect for all the marine spirit that is inside the ocean. I have respect for them. But I do not have respect for those that never existed. So today I will dive in so fast, and I'm going to be looking into number one. I will look into Buddhism. Buddhism was, apart from, I did not mention 2 or 3 other religions, like religion of Amun-Ra, one of the powerful religion in Africa is the religion of Amun-Ra, which is fact that it existed, but the religion were destroyed by the occupying power, by the European colonial masters. They toppled the religion, destroyed it. Although most of the literatures we are reading today in some religion, more especially Christianity and Judaism, there are footprints of the religion of Amun-Ra in those religions. You can find most of the writings in the book of Psalms. 60-70% of the book of Psalms comes from religion of Amun-Ra. In fact, 10 commandments, the principle of the 10 commandments, the understanding of 10 commandments, 80% of it came from the 42 laws of Ma'at. I didn't also mention the religion in Persia, Zoroaster and Zoroaster, the prophet and the god of Iran, before the invasion of Macedonia, Alexander the Great, which it is also a fact, you can check it on Google, that Alexander the Great performed a mass wedding after he took over Persia. Mass wedding means that the men are no longer there, because it was only women left, and their soldiers are the one marrying all the women. It's also a fact. It can be checked. You can Google it. You can check it on Facebook. You can check it on YouTube. It is a fact. But so I did not mention those 2 religions because they are no longer in existence. But they were toppled by the colonial power. They were toppled by the... Yeah, we're back again. I'm sorry for that delay. Because one of my neighbors is doing some construction, removing the, whatever. Now, I will look into the life of Buddha. When you ask me, the awakened one, Master Prophet, did Buddha Shakyamuni Buddha really existed. Buddha didn't introduce anybody to what we call God. Buddha only introduced us to practice that will make you to be in a spiritual state, in a high spiritual state, more than a human here on the planet Earth. That was the teaching of Buddha, which I have practiced the teaching of Buddha. The teaching of Buddha is one of the most powerful. Buddhism by Shakyamuni Buddha is one of the most powerful and honest and peaceful. The world's most peaceful religion is Buddhism. And 80 to 95% of their teaching, if you observe it, if you practice it, you will come to that specific conclusion. That is the only religion in the earth that offers you up to 80 to 95% rate of coming into where they said that you're going to come. That is Buddhism. Shakyamuni Buddha lived between 5th or 6th century and was born approximately 563 BC, before what they called Christ. They always say BC, I tell you. And he was born in a wealthy family of Gautama. His family was a royal family. He was born in there, but he decided, I don't need all those money anymore. I don't need all this thing anymore. I want to just stay away from all this fame. Because one day he walked into the street, find a lot of poor people. While in their home, they have gold and silver and everything. He said, what the hell is this? And I'm going to be the one that will be the king, responsible for all this mayhem in the street, all this poverty in the street. He said, what the hell? No, I'm done. He just said to the father, please, I'm not going to take the throne. Give it to somebody else. He went to the bush and began meditating. Began looking inside his consciousness, and he awoken his consciousness. He became oneness with the divine. He became the divine, and that teaching began to go to today, which his teaching, I have practiced it. I can say on my own as an Igbo person, I have practiced it. It works. I am not asking you to. I'm not asking you not to. But you should know everything that the nature has given to you. Now, I want to go into Buddhism. So I will say, of a truth, the founder of Buddha, that is the Buddha. Buddha means somebody, the enlightened one, or the awakened one. That is the meaning of Buddha. Enlightened one or awakened one. Somebody that has transcended the mind. That's the meaning of Buddha. But his real name is Shakyamuni Buddha or Gautama Buddha. Now, Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was on 29th of August. You see, they are more specific. 29th of August, 570 BC. CE. That means after Christ. So Muhammad was a historical person. Muhammad lived. Muhammad can be verified. Muhammad, you can say, Muhammad was from this village. And you get to the village and you find that of a truth that there was a man who one time that was running around in a certain place or whatever, or in Mecca or whatever, running around all the whole places, doing whatever he wants to do, and etc. So I have looked into Islam, not maybe few months. I don't think it's more than 1 month. But my conclusion was that I want to know whether the hierarchy of Islam, which is Muslim, I'm not talking in a way of God or something. Okay? Because Buddha didn't talk about God. Buddha only teach about what you can do to be better. Okay, so but Muhammad introduced us about himself and tell us that there is somebody higher than him. But I am not going towards the person higher than him. I am focusing on the man called Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad, just like Buddha, may peace be upon Buddha, Shakamu Buddha, Gautam Buddha, he existed. Muhammad, may peace be upon him, he existed on this planet Earth. And he died between, he died on his birthday, 63rd birthday. So, Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was a historical person, not a myth, not somebody that you cannot find, not a story. He told his own story and wrote down his own story. And then the people who wrote about him was there. Now, you have to understand that one thing. Muhammad was around 570 CE. Because Muhammad, Islam started 600 years after Christianity. But know one thing, Alexander the Great conquered Persia 324 BC. So what does it say? Before the creation of Islam, the Europeans has come into the land of Africa. You have to understand, each time you hear about Middle East, each time you hear about Palestine, as a black man, look at your color and look at what I'm saying. Between 3, 4, 5,000 years ago, all we have in that area was black men and black women. No white person, no Asian color looking people, no Asian. It was only black people, either dark in complexion or a little bit light skin, but black people occupied that place. Those places were Africa. And the first time the Europeans entered into that region was Alexander the Great, 324 BC. And when the Europeans realized, oh, you can enter into those regions, and they begin coming out. And you can see prior Alexander the Great entering into that territory, that was one religion or two religions, the religion of Amen-Ra and the religion of Hironazda and Zoroaster in Iran. There was Amen-Ra, and there was over there the religion of Hironazda and Zoroaster. But after the Europeans enter in, almost 600 years later, religion begin to come in. Christianity begin to come in. Islam begin to enter. Judaism begin to enter. So you ask yourself, why did Islam come in? You have to understand that Islam mainly started from the Middle East. This is the offspring of the slave masters, the children born by the Europeans, because there was no male, there was no black man, there was no black man that can reproduce in the territory. Now it was only the Europeans coming, reproducing, coming, reproducing, coming, reproducing. It come upon a time, this guy said, what the hell? Thousands and thousands of years ago, it was our fathers were black people. And you guys came now, took over this land. You are now so-called our fathers, and you are still bringing your brothers and sisters to be our king, to be our leaders. Hey, what the hell? Give us our land back. That is, move back. Don't stop bringing white people anymore. Stop bringing them, because every year they are trooping in more white people, trooping in more white people, trooping in. What about the ones that was born here? Why, if you want to appoint a new general, why must it be somebody that was not born here? The general must come from Rome. The general must come from Macedonia. The general must come from England. These people said, we have enough of it. We want our land back. Christianity and Judaism came to take the land from black people. And this religion rose up, we want our land back. That you took my land, offspring came and said, okay, you are gone. Our fathers, it's okay, but you, what are you doing here? Go back, we want the land back. So Muhammad found that religion at the age of 40. You can understand. And they said, you see, one thing that I found out in all this religion in the Middle East, they always copy each other. They always copy each other. If you see the holidays of those three religions, it was always close to each other, close to each other, close to each other. You see, this one said was born in 31 or 34, this one said 40. So, but I'm not going to go too much into all those things. Truly, as a fact, Muhammad true existed. Prophet Muhammad true existed. The awakened one, Buddha, or Buddha, Gotha Buddha, really existed. So, in 330 BC, that means before Christ, Romans occupy Egypt. That means after they occupy Egypt, religion begins to, because they have already destroyed the normal existing religion. They have destroyed the religion of Amen Ra. Amen, 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 Amen. They have destroyed, they have dismantled the Persia. The Macedonians have already destroyed the religion of Persia, destroyed the religion of Amen Ra, Rana, vacuum. And only for suddenly something starts speaking, people start creating religion. You have to understand that. Points about religion, more especially religion of the Middle East, is about real estate, property, land. You are taking our land, give us our land back. You have taken our land, give us our land back. You must just understand that. If you don't get it, that Africans has lost their land, and time should come. Time should be now that we say, we want our land back. Okay. Whatever you brought to us is good, but we want it back. We want our land the way it was before. So you must understand that Islam is just, we want our land back. And I think time has come when black Africans will say, we have enough. We want our land back. Because without Macedonia entering Persia, there would not be any other religion. Without Rome entering Egypt, there will be no another religion. And that is a fact. Imagine after 600 years of somebody being in your territory, what do you expect? So, Jesus Christ, Christianity. Now, I have not dealt with Judaism. I think I jumped to Judaism, but it looks like I don't know. I first of all dealt with Buddhism and Islam. Now I'm going to deal with Christianity and Judaism. Now I repeat, Shakamu Buddha, Buddhism, the founder of Buddhism, truly walked on this planet Earth, truly existed. The founder of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, truly walked on this planet Earth. Now I'm going to deal with Judaism. Judaism, the founder of Judaism, which is supposed to be Moses, There is no historical evidence that there was a man called Moses. It can't be proven. Everything is by just we said it, accepted, because there was a certain book that said it. And after that book, there is no another book that can verify whether you are telling me the truth. And you have to understand that book came in result because there had been a foreign occupation of that land. That's why the book came out. So without the foreign occupation, those books will not appear. You have to reason. You have to think different. So there is no historical evidence, even though they try to tell you, stories and stories and stories and stories and stories and stories. When you look into those stories, for example, the creation, that God just woke up in the morning, create man and woman, it doesn't make sense, because Egyptians has been living 20, 30, 40,000 years before the story of the Bible. And Ra has been ruling Egypt 40, 50,000 years before the Bible. Ra was there. The king of Egypt was there. Big country, ruling, military, food, science, everything. They have their religion. All of a sudden, somebody came out of their house, stayed 40 years in the bush, and brought the same book that is written in the 42 laws of Ma'at. No be juju be that. Is that not a magic? That means something that you would have learned in primary school. You went to university to learn it. Is it not stupidity? It doesn't make sense. So to me, there is no historical evidence. There is no any proven fact that Moses existed. Moses is the founder of Judaism, and Jesus is the founder of Christianity. As I was in Judaism, also I spent over 30 years in Christianity. And if you watch the picture at the background, you will see me teaching and preaching in the church. You can see it there. It's not, you can see me, you can see the Psalms that we are reading in the church as they were singing. I was coming in, about to come to start to preach. There is no historical evidence. There is no any proven evidence to prove that Jesus was a human being, whether black one or white one. There was no evidence that will prove, that will show you that there is somebody called Jesus, because Jesus is not a name. Because Hebrew doesn't answer Jesus. If you want to start from there, Hebrew doesn't answer Christ. So there is no historical evidence proving to show you that there was a man called Jesus Christ. There is no historical evidence proving to show you that there was a man called Yehoshua, because I am among the people that created it, that name. There is no evidence, or it's just assumption. If because the European occupied us, it's supposed to be white, black people, then black people doesn't bear this kind of name. It's supposed to be in Hebrew. And even in those days, the people doesn't speak Hebrew, they speak Aramaic. You know what I mean? And Jesus is not Aramaic. So, as somebody that has transcended the mind, looked into religion, studied it, you can see the teaching of Jesus based on what Paul says, not on what the apostle says. Apostles supposed to be the ones that were close to Jesus. But the teaching of Jesus Christ was mainly on what Paul said. And you have to understand, the Paul that we are talking was not Paul. It was Josephus. And the Josephus was adopted son of the Flavians. When they raided Egypt, they took one of their historians, one of the learned man in the land, because white people came and dwell and become somebody who is expert in whatever that is happening in the land. As they were leaving back to go and become the leader of Rome, because the king that was ruling Rome that time has died. So they what's the name? Cyprus or whatever. One man has his son. I forgot his name. So they gathered up the army and went to take over Rome because the one ruling Rome had just passed away. And as they were going, they took Josephus, a writer, a brilliant man. All the whole document they found in Egypt and all those territory, he was the one that combined them. And this is how it came Christianity. Everything quote what Josephus said. If you read the writing of Paul, he said, oh, but I forgot that quote. It says, O Theophilus, this is a league that we have made, O Theophilus. This is a league, that is agreement. This is our agreement. This is a league. This is our decision that we have made, O Theophilus, that all that Jesus began to teach and do, this is the league that we have made, O Theophilus. At the end of the day, you find out that you see by the agreement that was made in Turkey, I think 318 Roman generals, leaders met in Turkey, made an league from Christianity. And who was among that man is Josephus and the Flavian. The Flavian was the bishop also. In those days, who they get bishop are the most powerful people. That means you are bishop of Germany. Means that there are military, but you are in charge of the military. You are civilian in charge of the military, but you are bishop. When you are bishop doesn't mean that you don't have a wife or you don't have a family. You have a family, but you have been given the spiritual. That means you are in charge. You are the one signing out every document. So finally, there is no historical evidence apart from what is written in the Bible. And there will be no Jesus without Paul. And there will be no Josephus and there will be no Paul without Josephus. Because everything that was written in the Bible is according to Josephus. Even the Jewish scholars, everything is Josephus. Josephus said that. Remember, no Hebrew answered Josephus. No Hebrew answered Titus. No Hebrew answered Theophilus. No Hebrew with S. You have to understand, these were the truly Ndocha nọ na the land na-achị ndị half caste. Na-achị ndị half caste amụrụ for over 600 years ndị gbufuru. Ndị ọcha ka na-achịkwa ha. Ndị dark skin ka na-ebugharị ha na as servant. Ndị ọcha isi Rome kpọta ka na-achịkwa ha. So, as an working the one that was in Christianity, that used to have a church, that used to teach Jesus, there is no historical evidence, there is no proof that will show me that there was a man called Christ. There was a man called Christ. Christ is Christos. Christos is the God of the Greek. Because the God of the Greek exists, but I'm not talking about God today. I'm talking only the prophet, the ones that found all those religions. So as I'm working with one of the Biafran people, it's my in-depth on those four religions. Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, existed. The founder of Islam, Muhammad, existed. The founder of Judaism, Moses, never walked on this planet Earth. It's a fiction. You cannot verify it, you cannot identify it. There is no fact, it's only them say, them say, them say, them say. There is no evidence to show you that that man existed. Because if that man existed, you wouldn't have heard in Egypt that the daughter of Amen-Ra, goddess of Ma'at, said, I has that 42 laws of Ma'at. It means God is copying each other. Because Amen-Ra was found as God of Egypt. The daughter is the goddess and had that principle. And Egypt has been following that principle for thousands of years. More than 10,000 years before Europeans come into that land. And after 600 years, somebody went to the mountain and received the same thing that is written in the Egyptian book of the. And if you look into the Bible, in most of Old Testament, Psalms, Ecclesiastes, if you look in Ezra, most of that thing, we are talking about the God of Iran, Hironazda and Zoroaster. They changed all those things. There was a place that Saras said, I have called you by the name. It was talking about the king of Iran. Talking about king of Iran. It wasn't talking about Israel. Talking about king of Iran. I have called you by the name. You're going to do this. And you have to understand, all these people are still talking about liberation, physical liberation, because Europeans are still coming in their land. So the prophets are prophesying that there will be somebody called Cyrus, I think Cyrus or something, that's going to go and liberate. They're going to go and build the temple in Palestine, because the land was still under occupation of Ndolcha. Wake up your mind. I thank Chukwokika Abiyama that I didn't go to university. I would have been an idiot. I would have been an idiot. You can only go to university with all this information that check here. What put faith aside? If I am walking by faith, I wouldn't have been here. I would still be in Christianity. If I love money, I would still be in Christianity, because I would have made billions. You know how many hates, even from our people, from the slaves, the Igbos, they are still slaves, spiritual slavery. They are still under physical bondage, spiritual and physical bondage. They love their slave masters more than their own. Somebody will hear my teaching, doesn't matter, I'm still blame that name. Yes, because your slave masters pressurize some of your ancestors and they breed all those things inside of you. Dare you go to Google and click the letter from King of Belgium to Congo. When you study it line by line, you will see their plan how to destroy Africa. And this was what every king was giving to each king. This is how we succeeded. This is how we succeeded. This is how we succeeded. At the end of the day, that principle were in the Bible. There is only one God. Make sure you destroy their own. Their own is powerful. If you allow them, they will challenge us. It's written there. I thank you for joining me today. This is the weekend one of the Biafran people, Biafran spirituality. I am the prophets and the spokesperson of the great and mighty Chukwu, the God of the Igbo people. Chukwu is not the creator of the world. Yesterday I was teaching about one of our brother called, I think, Yahweh, David Yahweh. I failed to explain the meaning of Elohim. Hashem means that one. Sometimes you hear the Jewish people, they say Hashem. Hashem means that one. You cannot call your God that one. Elohim means a higher one. A higher one is not a name. And Hashem is not a name. Governor is not a name. It's a title. Hashem, we are the children of Elohim. We are children of the higher one. And as an Igbo people, they say, we are the children of Elohim. You cannot attach yourself with three gods at the same time. You called Chukwu. Chukwu is the God of the Igbos. And you called Elohim. Elohim is a title that the white Mbocha, Bin Israel, and whatever is their God. And then finally you said Yahweh. Let us say that Yahweh existed. Let's just say so. Yahweh has authority in a small region, a small tribe, group of tribe, maybe Hebrew tribe. Yahweh. But you were born in Biafran land, a different territory. Your father, third, fourth, fifth generation in Igbo land, we are all born in Biafran land. So automatically we have a different God that has jurisdiction over that Biafran land. You are no longer under that God of Yahweh. Do you understand me? This is the universal principle of, this is how whatever is power here on the planet Earth owns the human being. Is on which territory? First of all, territory you are born, territory where your father comes from. That God will say, that is my subject. Don't touch it. That's my son. Don't touch it. That is my child. Don't touch it. That is under my jurisdiction. Don't kill that person. When somebody made me hear jaw one time, I will be careful. I will not be specific. So, ọ na-awụ ọkụ nche ebunye ọnụ na-awụ ọkụ he mara mata ebe oshi ma a transcend ya consult mmụọ nọ n'ala nna ya nana permission mmụọ nọ n'ala nna ya nye m permission ma pịa ya. Do you understand? So this is how things works. So anyị wụ ndị Igbo, we are Igbos. My father was born in Igbo land, and his father, and his father, and his father, and his father, maybe 5 or 6th generation. So there is a God that is in charge of that territory, which at least 4 or 3 people were born, those 3 generations. So automatically, if I am the 4th one, or the 5th one, or the 6th one, then I belong to that God that is in charge of that territory. In Igbo land, Chukwu is the God in charge of that territory, not Elohim. Elohim is the higher one, which can say God. God is not a name. God is a title. There are so many gods. I am God. You are God. Everything is God. But I am not the supreme God. Because the supreme God is light. The supreme God is energy. The supreme God is universal consciousness. The supreme God is Voton. Chukwu is not the supreme God of the world. Chukwu is the supreme God of the Igbo land. There are other gods under it, or him, or her, whatever Chukwu is. but there are this supreme universal consciousness, supreme universal consciousness that has no emotion, doesn't talk, doesn't speak, doesn't have a religion, doesn't say I love you, doesn't say I hate you. If you do good, if you do bad, the rain will shine, the sun will shine, winter will come, snow will come, rain will come. That is the universal consciousness. That is the universal energy. That light is inside of you. That is the supreme, supernatural, supreme, everything. God. You must call it God for us to know you are talking about a higher thing. You must put supreme to say that is the one that is a higher everyone. If I say, may God kill you, there are billions of gods, including I. But if I call the name of the God that I want to kill you, I say, Chuku God, may Chuku God kill you. Now, I have sent the particular God that I want to kill you. It depends if I have authority. If I have authority with that God, I can say, may Amadioha kill you. It means that I'm sending Amadioha. I can say, may Ekwensu kill you. It means I'm sending Ekwensu. You cannot say, may Elohim kill me. I will say, you thunder fire you and your Elohim, because Elohim is not a, an energy. Elohim is a title. Then you can say, okay, Yahuwah Elohim, or you say Yahweh Elohim. Then that means I can say, hey, now, Hebrew Nebata 18, you are calling about Elohim, and you call Yahweh. There are possibility that that energy existed. There are possibility that energy existed, but does that energy has power over the face of the earth? It's not so. Could it be that it is the Europeans that raped Africa for thousands of years, occupied Egypt for 600 years, occupy other African countries some 100 years, some 200 years, some 300 years, some 400 years, rape them, transport them, kill them, chastise them, rape the men, rape the women. Finally, they are the one that will give you a religion that you say, oh, the religion they give you is the super. Are you not an idiot? Are you not an idiot? Are you not a useless slave? Are you not an idiot? Somebody that killed their ancestors will bring you something. So that means other religion, other cultures, whatever they have, is not only the one that brought to you by your slave masters. And religion was brought only to keep you down. After they have raped your fathers and your mothers, after they have polluted the land, looted the land, 400, 300, sometimes the land changed by some colonial powers. They fought over the land, and the ones who came newly will continue to loot their own. And finally, whatever they left in place to keep your stupidity, thinking that there is a rat we have in our hometown, a na-akpọ ya oke amụsụ. Oke ahụ bịa ebe ịta gị, ya na afụ gị buru izu na-ata gị arụ, gị na-arahụ ụra, ga-echebe na arọ nrọ na nwaanyị na-akpasa gị aka, mgbe i tetere n'ụtụtụ gị ahụ ọbara na-agba gị n'ụkwụ. That is what the slave masters did. Onye ndị ọcha mere n'ala anyị. They will send 1-2 doctors to come and check them up. Oh, ị nwere pneumonia, ị nwere ke. But ha buru aja nọ n'ala anyị, buru ụmụnna anyị, buru ụmụ nwaanyị anyị, buru mmanụ anyị, buru gold anyị, not for 1 year, not for 2 years. Enweghị African land have been occupied only for 2 years. Some 50, 100, 200. That means 2 or 3 kings apụghọna. A na-egbutukwa ndị a na-eme n'oke eweta young ones. Are you not a useless person? Are you not? Are you not an idiot? Are you not a fool to think that those that looted your land for thousands of years have something good to offer to you if you think that you are a useless slave? Many are those that are useless slaves. My message is a message of the awakening of the consciousness. Waking up. Because Imana Chukwu Amanadi. And awakening the mind and area. Religion is only there. Ime Kichefoni Wenensobu. You come and think, why is that in our lands, in Biafran land now, today, in Igbo land, there are not too many factories being built? Most of the land, empty land in our villages, has been bought by churches. They are building churches everywhere because there is problem. And the way to keep people down is by telling them that there is one useless idiot, a bastard that will come from heaven to give you booty, to give you booty, that when you die, you will be in a place of booty. You need to understand one thing. Religion is about the kingdom. They said in the Bible, the kingdom, the message of the kingdom, there will be no kingdom without a king. There will be no real estate without a king. Allah with the real estate. And the king with the king in Dutch. Wake up. Wake up. As an awakened one, I have unraveled the devices of the slave masters and religion. I have risen above religion. It's a fact that Buddha existed. It's a fact that Muhammad existed. It is not a fact that Moses existed. It cannot be verified. It is not a fact that Jesus existed. It cannot be verified. It's not a fact that Paul existed. The Paul are Josephus. Josephus was writing on behalf of the Flavians. The Flavians are the one that created the religion. The Flavians are the one in Turkey. In, I think, 15 something. We went in Turkey and with 318 Roman generals signed a communique that from today they are creating a religion. And this, what that religion will be, and that is Christianity. So, Master Prophet, why is that your pastor has power? I will answer you that. When I was in Christianity, I have power. I still have power. It is the energy that is in me that I was using. It's not about Jesus Christ. When I made the prophecy of Donald Trump, I was not a Christian anymore. I have left Christianity 4 years before that time. I still prophesy. It still came to pass. So it's not Jesus that gave me that ability. It's the energy that is in me. If your pastor already has an energy, no problem. But it's not Jesus that gives you that energy. Religion cannot give you energy. You can't wake up and say, I will go to Bible school. When you come out from the Bible school, then you have power. Ebukobi was a servant to Mbaka. Mbaka was about to lose everything. Mbaka washed his feet. The next day, Ebukobi has greater power. You are an idiot. Either you have it in you or you don't have it in you. Some of our African brothers are too desperate. Somebody called me the other day, asking me to give him some power so that his ministry will boom. If I'm all those bad native doctors in Africa, I will give him power. I will tell him what and what or how to do it. I tell him, no, come out of Christianity. Don't rob Peter to pay Paul. Most of the pastors and priests and preachers in Africa, 85% of them have their power from the native doctors. It's only few that have genuine energy. When I was in Christianity, I had genuine energy. I came out, I still have that energy. Now I have the energy plus other things now that I have. So energy, I multiply. So there are some people who always finally are gonna go. That is a story that was told. They said they asked a woman or whatever, why is that you couldn't help the slaves to escape? He said because they didn't know that they were slaves. They were comfortable with the slave masters, and she escaped alone. In America, the slaves that are working with the slave masters in apartment, if the ones on the field tell them we have to escape, it is that slave with the slave master that's going to go and tell him, tonight these people want to leave. Some of our people till today, they are still behaving like the field N. Field N. If they see you trying to awaken our brothers and sisters, instead of them to take what you have said and go and study whether it fits the test of time. I will not argue with any pastor or priest or so-called prophet. My basic is that tell me why you have almost the same thing in 10 Commandments and the Egyptian Book of the Dead in 42 Laws of Ma'at. Tell me why. Oh, the Egyptians copied it. Oh, no. The Bible was there. They copied it. No, it wasn't. Tell me why is that you can find things that is in Egyptian Book of the Dead are in the Bible. Oh, they copied. No. That book were before, thousands and thousands of years before the Bible. It means the Philippians took all those books and copied it, and they created religion. Because they came to Egypt and see how the Pharaoh were ruling. And people have their religion and their priests, and their priests are the one giving orders. The king will just literally there. The priests are the one, things are functioning. They learned that because they didn't have it in their land. And they came, they introduce it. After they have conquered the world. After they have built allies with Europeans. It is the motive. Control the people here. No more with gun. First of all, control them with gun. And then when you have everything, you introduce religion. And this is what the European did. They introduced religion. And our people are now love Jesus more than those. Odumeji went to England. I came here to show you the power of Jesus Christ. Are you not an idiot? People who created the religion, you are coming in their land telling them the power of Jesus Christ. They will be laughing the crap out of you. They will laugh the crap out of you. I brought the power of Interboski. The white people will be laughing and say, these people are useless idiots. I need you to Ndị Igbo bi na England to watch Interboski. People are useless idiots. You are useless idiots. Most of them, they are useless. I'm sorry. I thank you for joining me today. I gotta go. Mama. And I don't want to answer questions today. I'm seeing other questions from another network, but I just want to be focused. This is my assessment of the religions, 4 of the religions of the world: Buddhism, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Thank you. Be blessed.